Hi guys. Uh, Welcome back to another video. This is Kaylin with Who Is Like You Ministries, and today is gonna be kind of a unique one. So what we're gonna be doing is essentially a come to work with me. So this is the second time I'm trying to record this video because the first time I had recorded about 30 to 45 minutes of footage only to find out that none of it recorded, which is always a good time. I don't know how many of you do YouTube or, have ever recorded anything or even attempted the YouTube thing. Um, but anytime something doesn't record, it kind of automatically kills any motivation that you have to like want to record anything because you're like, I just wasted 40 minutes of my life, which in this case, like not really because I was working. You guys just didn't see it. Um and part of me is wondering if it's my fault because I accidentally hit the stop recording button or whatever. So all of that is to say is this is take 2. Welcome to the video. Um we are working in the archive today. So I have two jobs. So I have my job where I work for an organization called Lakelight Institute. And then I also work for Trinity Evangelical Divinity School and their school archive. So this is a student worker position. And since I just finished up my degree, I'm finishing out the summer. And then we're moving on to a different situation in August. I'm actually in an interview process for something right now. So we'll see how that goes. But today we're going to be working in the archive. So essentially what my main job right now is cataloging a collection in the archive. I am doing the Carl F.H. Henry collection, which spans from like the 1930s all the way through the early 2000s. Carl F. Henry was a notable theologian who taught at TEDS and taught at Wheaton. If you're familiar with seminaries, then you might be, you know, familiar with that particular individual and those particular schools. So he also has some connections to Fuller, I believe, several different schools, but his collection, like all of his manuscripts and things like that, he kept personally, are here at the TEDS Library Archive. So I have cataloged everything up until the middle of 1991. So essentially, what I'm doing now is working on finishing up the collection before I move at the end of July, early August. So we just finished with 1991 box 2. We have a 1991 box 3 that we're going to be working on. So the goal is to get 2 to 3 boxes done today. And then basically do our best to get this collection finished by late July. So let me just kind of take you and listen. This is the first time I have gone mobile in recording these videos. So it might be a little shaky. It might take me a little bit of time to kind of get used to everything. But we're gonna go and grab another box, and I'll take you guys along with me. So, firstly, actually, we'll just momentary. We're gonna pin this guy. Okay, we're gonna pin the microphone. So, I'm gonna take this box and we're gonna go back to the core of the archive. So you guys can see, this is the Carl Henry collection. See, it goes all the way back to like the early 30s. And so we have this whole wall and then this whole wall. I have not made it back. I have not made it to the second wall yet. I have done some work in like the, put you right here. I have done some work in the plaques and stuff like that, but I haven't done any work in the actual like boxes per se. Okay. I might have hit you against something. I'm not 100% sure. So let's go back. Okay. I'm going to keep you there. So, all right. Now, the boxes, as you saw, kind of thick, and they're all pretty full of stuff. So what I typically do is I have a spreadsheet that I work out of, and I have different columns with different pieces of information. So I have the first column, which is like the year, and if it's like box 1, box 2, box 3, or if the box has a special name. And then the second column is the itemized list of things. So each of these boxes has a folder, and so within those folders will be different documents corresponding to that specific topic in that folder. So the folder is named mailing list and addresses for 1991. All of the contents in that folder will be mailing lists and addresses for 1991. So I go through and I put the names of all those folders in this spreadsheet. So that's column 2. Column 3 will list if there's anything special or like anything of note that like if you were looking at this particular box, this is something that you might find important or might find extra interesting. And then the last column is just like an overall category for the box. So if all of this box was nothing but correspondence, so for our Gen Zers out there, mail. So like literally letters. People would write back and forth. You know, it was not uncommon for, if you received a letter, you would, when you wrote that person back or those people back, you would make a copy of the letter that you sent so that you would have record of the full correspondence between you and that other individual or individuals. So Carl Henry was one of those folks. If he sent a letter, he often made a copy of it. So he would have like the full conversation. Think of it like your email feed, like an email chain. It's like a physical email chain. They sent you a letter, you sent one back, they sent you a letter. So you would kind of keep copies of your conversation in these letters. So that's what, like, if everything was just correspondence in this box, then the overall category for the box would be correspondence. So if you were a PhD student or a master's student doing a dissertation on Carl Henry, and you only wanted to see, I'm trying to get like a better view of like everything that I'm doing. If you only wanted to see correspondence that Carl Henry did, then you could just search in this finding guide correspondence, and so that'd be the only thing that would come up. Like if you guys have ever searched in an Excel spreadsheet, like if you're looking for a name or a particular amount or something like that, you would type that in and it would only bring up those items. So that's kind of helpful in a finding guide. So that's essentially what I'm working on right now. And that's been my job in this archive for a while. So one thing that I want to get done, as I mentioned, is try to get this collection finished before I move, because then I won't be coming back to Ted's, because we'll be in Columbus. So it's a fun time to get to work in an archive. Some of you may or may not know, but I actually have a master's degree in church history. So this is all history, which is really, really fun. So I enjoy it. So like when I'm not filming, Bible type videos or what's in my bag videos or doing ministry work or working in my church, I do have a regular kind of 9 to 5 type situation, except my 9 to 5 is split between a couple of different jobs. So one of them is for an organization. A little bit of time is spent working for my church as part of the staff. And then another big portion of my time is working here at the archive. So yeah, that's kind of my my life work-wise. It's not exciting by any means. But so like my process for doing this is I take, so all of the boxes have these folders. I take all of the folders out, and you know, you want to be gentle. You want to be as gentle as possible. I wish some of these items were a little bit better taken care of. But there's not a lot of money that can go into this archive, so it's, you know, one of those things. I set the box off to the side, and I work top down. So I work from the front of the folder back, which when I take it out of the box, it's top down, so that when they open the box, they'll see like the first item in that particular column for that box will be in the spreadsheet will be the first folder that they see when they open it. So we'll just have our spreadsheet open. And we'll get going. And what's funny is, like, because I have a couple of different jobs, I often will get emails that will distract me from whatever it is that I'm doing, because I'm one of those people, like, I have to have an empty inbox. So if I get an email in the middle of working on this archive stuff, then I usually stop what I'm doing and I respond to assuming that it's something that I can actually respond to and kind of get taken care of. So I often get distracted from both jobs because the other job will email and ask about something. I'm also just easily distracted to begin with. So we're going to go ahead and get started on this. You're going to see a nice little time lapse of work, and this short little video is actually going to give you an idea of like what an average day is like for me. And then maybe we'll do a separate video of like working for the other job, the organization that I work for, kind of what that looks like. And we'll just keep on keeping on. And all right, so that is essentially one box. So what I do now is I just gently put everything back in the box and move on to the next one. It's a slow process. It can be a tedious process. It's going to look much faster to you guys than it is actually in real time. But that is basically what this 9 to 5 kind of looks like, or this half of my 9 to 5. I just sit down here and look through old things and catalog them in a spreadsheet. Which, depending on the type of person you are, that sounds awesome. And I usually have like a YouTube video playing or music playing or a podcast or something just to kind of help the time go a little faster. I'm not really that kind of person who likes to just sit in the dead quiet. It kind of bothers me and I can't really focus. My mind wanders. So yeah, guys, I know this is a little different, but I kind of wanted to give you a snapshot of kind of what a normal day sort of looks like. It's not that exciting, but I know that I like watching these kinds of videos while people are working because I usually work while they work. And this will be kind of short compared to the last couple of videos that we've done, which are like 40 something minutes. This will be probably more like a 15 to 20-minute video. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm so glad that you're here. I hope you have a blessed day. Any questions, comments, anything like that, please leave them. Also, if you have any suggestions on like videos that you want to see, if you want to see more of stuff like this, happy to do it. It's easier to do. Um, if you have any suggestions on like Bible videos, Bible study videos, ministry videos, anything like that, please let us know. But like I said, so thankful that you're here. So glad that you spent time with me today. I hope you have a blessed day. If you could like and subscribe, it kind of lets us know how we're doing. It helps the YouTube thing, of course, but it really just helps us know if this is the kind of stuff that you like to see. The views are nice, but if you just that like or hit subscribe so you at least know when we're posting, that would be awesome. But thank you so much. I hope you have a blessed day, and I hope wherever you are it's sunny and breezy or nice, or if you're like a rainy day kind of person, I hope it's a chill, sit inside and read kind of day. But we'll see you guys again soon. Thanks.